Hey troops, it's GeneralJSmith here, back with another LEGO Star Wars 2014 Winter Set review. And today we have the biggest set from the Winter line, a very good set which I'm very excited to review. It is the one and only ATAP, the second version actually, and I do believe the bigger version. So, set number 75043, ages 8 to 14, contains 717 pieces, and retails for £60, $59.99, or, no, I don't actually know the price in dollars, but I assume it'll be $60 or $70. Now, so, £60 is a very good price for 717 pieces, you know, £70, you know, LEGO could have definitely gotten away with £70, you know, £70 would have been alright, but they reduced it to 60, so, you know, I'm very glad about that, so thanks LEGO, I suppose. So yeah, awesome set. Unfortunately, I do not have the old one to compare it. I really wish I did. I do know, however, it is considerably bigger. Whereas this one, well, I don't know. I don't really know what to compare this to be honest. You know, comparing it to the box, it's nearly as tall. There's only like that much distance or whatever between that and the top of the box. And the other one used to come up to about here-ish or something, I don't know. But, you know, the point is this is considerably larger. So that's awesome. Now this is partially the reason everyone's building their Kashyyyk mocks right now. Because we're getting sets like this, the droid gunship and obviously the Kashyyyk battle pack. So yeah, we saw this a few times in episode 3. We saw it, obviously on the Battle of Kashyyyk, you know, we saw a few of these walking about. We saw it, like, in Order 66, you know, with Aayla Secura and all that. It was, like, in front of the AT-OTs. So, yeah, so it is definitely a very large set. Now, unfortunately, as I said, I cannot compare it to the old AT-AP. So, I decided to compare it to the AT-TE. So, yeah, it is... Obviously, I'll go into more detail in a minute, but, you know, if you look at the sort of size difference, that is, you know, that's impressive. That is impressively taller. The AT-TE comes up to, like, here on it. So, yeah. Anyway. So, there you go. We'll get to that in a minute. Right, so, ATAP stands for All-Terrain Attack Pod. It has 3 legs. That's what it's sort of known for. Even the third leg is posable, which I'll show you in a minute, and when it's walking about, obviously it uses 2 legs, but when it puts the third leg down and wants to fire this massive cannon, you know, so it doesn't just topple over. But anyway, let's get on to the actual thing. You know, you're not talking. Right, so we get 5 awesome figures, especially the first 2. First one we get Clone Commander Greef Phase 2. Incredible figure, really awesome. It's great to get, you know, a figure like this, you know, who can command our troops. You know, I mean, like, I don't really know what to say about him, to be honest. He's just so awesome. His legs are actually black. His torso is sort of that lime green that we're getting with other figures. Just a great figure who we can use to command the, ones we get in the Kashyyyk battle pack. Very awesome. Right, so his helmet is the same mold as Phase 2 ones, which is cool. You know. It is more chrome though, it is silver, so that is awesome. We get some green on the sides there. You know. I love the way the green on, like, this green strip is sort of, you know, scratched and things. To show that he has been in a war, and, you know, this is battle and whatever. And you notice, unlike normal clones, his visor is green. I assume that's some sort of night vision or, you know, to help or something. I don't know. But, so, yeah, that's cool. Now, this is actually very accurate, this particular set, to Episode 3, where we see him and Chewbacca and Tarful, which I'll show you in a minute, with, Yoda, you know, on that top bridge thing. So that's very awesome. He comes with the normal head we've got. So that's awesome. I really love these heads more, as I've said many times, because they are very awesome heads. I suppose it'd be nice if we, well, I suppose it'd be nice if we got slightly different from Commander Greef, because, you know, it's Commander Greef, but, you know, at the end of the day, the only thing really different about him, if you actually watch the Clone Wars, is his hair, which is slightly different. But anyway, So, there you go. Nice printing. On the torso, look at this incredible camo. You know, this is ridiculous. The amount of detail Lego's put into these figures, it's bonkers. That is incredible. Just, you know, the way the black and the green and the different shades of green, it's all just splattered on there, you know. Looks all scratched and damaged from, you know, battle. It's so awesome. You know, Lego has really upped the game, and I think they've done this because I think, you know, they know that a lot of people are going online now to buy custom minifigures, you know, from places like Minifix For You, Clone Army Customs, these sort of things. And they realise that the sales of actual minifigs are starting to go down a bit, so they're really trying to up their game, you know. This is some awesome printing. Very nice. Very cool. You can just sort of see the chrome helmet there. Well, sort of chrome. Not so chrome that it's actually shiny, but, you know, more chrome than the usual, obviously. Very nice, very nice. I will be comparing him to the Phase 1 one, by the way. I also love the way that this printing is so good, even considering it's on black legs. Now, if you've got some other minifigs in the past, then you may know trying to print on black legs, you know, is especially difficult because obviously it's the darkest colour, so it normally shows through any other lighter colours. But they really achieved it on this figure, so that is incredible. Yeah. The printing on the belt or anything doesn't really go on the torso or the legs, but I don't really think it's meant to because it's just, you know, got a printing there. So, yeah, that's very cool. Very cool figure. Totally awesome. He gets a normal blaster and he gets those binoculars, which we do see him with in episode 3. The arms are obviously a different shade. His hands are black. Arms different shade to the actual torso. Comparing him to, I'll just take his gun on there. The Phase 1 one. Yeah, you can see a major difference, clearly, you know, clearly a major difference. Awesome. You can still say it's sort of the same trooper, but I mean, you know, this one is just superior in every way. Not just the fact that I love Phase 2 clones more than Phase 1, but, you know, just for the fact, the printing and everything, it's just wow. You know, what is there to say, really? This one was good. It was definitely a worthy Commander Green by Lego, but, you know, this one was made in, what, like 2012, I think? Or something, you know, like that. But, you know, the 2014 version definitely has to take trumps. I mean, I'm sorry, it just does. Oh, wow. Lego, well done. One thing I will say though, the fact that you do get quite a few figures, however 3 of which are droids, and Commander Gree obviously was in the tower the entire time with Bakshik, and he wouldn't really get his hands dirty in the sort of way like he'd pilot the thing, so really, it would have been good, if I can just get him, it would have been good if we got like a couple of these guys as well, you know, just to add your army. I know we get them in, obviously, the battle pack and the droid gunship, however, and also to get a couple of them so they would actually pilot the thing, you know, put one on the turret and the 2 spaces inside. That would have been cool. But I mean, or maybe they could have given us the other troops that you get in the Kashyyyk battle pack. I don't know. So it'd be nice if we actually got some to pilot it. But nonetheless, Commander Gree is still an awesome figure. All my days. Highly recommend him. Ridiculously cool. Right, so on the next figure. I get the feeling this review will be quite long. So, on the next figure we have, if I pronounce this right, Chief Tarful. Something like that. Something along those lines. He's basically the Wookiee commander, or chief. Yeah, and just like Chewbacca we got on the droid gunship, he has some awesome printing as well. Where's? Oh! Oh my days, this entire time I got the thing wrong. I thought he was holding a gun, but now I look and I think, where's the handle? It's not actually, well, it might be a gun. Is that a gun? I don't know if that's a gun. If there is, then what's really the handle? Because, you know, I mean, would you hold... Is he holding the gun like that? You meant to hold like this when you fire it. But I don't know. Where's the trigger thing that you hold? But whatever. But anyway, so you get a gun. I'm not sure if it's new. It might be new. It might not. You know, I have no idea at all. It's very Wookiee based, you know, it looks sort of like wooden. Obviously it's not actually wooden, but, you know. Also, funny enough, you get a spare one for some reason. Well, at least I did. There's a bunch of spare pieces here. It's ridiculous. I might show you in a minute, but, you know, we actually get a spare one of these, which is very rare. So, you know, it's awesome you get a spare one of these awesome things. So I don't know really if this is a gun. I mean, you know, in episode 3 it shows him, like, you know, getting up on the thing and sort of, you know, like, pulling it above his head, going, no, and whatever he does. So that's cool. It does have sort of a hole for a gun, but I don't really know if it's a gun. Please leave in the comments if you can tell whether this is a gun or, I don't know, maybe a stick. A Wookiee stick. Now, onto the figure. Holy cow. Let's start with the printing on the legs. Start from the bottom and go up. Now, on the Chewbacca we get in the droid gunship, printing isn't the same. Well, yeah, technically, actually, no, it isn't. It's a different colour and it's slightly different printing. So that's awesome. It's only slightly different colour. This one's more, I suppose, orangey. This one's more greeny, you know. Whatever, the point is they're different colours and they are slightly different printings. So it's awesome that LEGO just given the same printing. You know, it'd been fine if they did give us the same printing. I wouldn't have actually minded at all because it's very good printing. However, the fact they gave us different just proves their sort of devotion. So that's very cool. Very nice. So probably a Wookiee feeling. Now, thing is, it might be difficult, because I assume, obviously, if you find building a chic mock, which most people are these days, you're going to probably want quite a few Wookiees in it. Now, assuming you're not going to want, like, all those old Wookiees that, like, Chewbacca and whatever, because they don't look very good, you probably want a bunch of this guy. That might be difficult. Since he only comes with one set, it is the most expensive set. Now, obviously, you'll be thinking, well, you want to buy a bunch of them off eBay separately then. Yeah, that might be difficult as well. This figure is really cool and pretty rare, so I think you'll be going high prices. So, I mean, good luck. And not just that, though, but he looks like Chief Tarful. He doesn't look like a just normal Wookiee warrior. He looks like the Chief. I mean, I suppose you could, like, buy 100 of them and say they're, you know, just Wookiee warriors. But, you know, it might just look like 100 chiefs. So, that might not look right, but whatever, good luck. Good luck if you want to, you know, buy, you know, make a chic mock with a bunch of Wookiees. You know, whatever. It won't really look right if you try to buy a bunch of Chewbaccas. They just will look weird. I suppose you can make customs, but, yeah. Right, so, printing. Unfortunately, I do not have the old one to compare this to. I did mention this in the Let's Build, by the way. By the way, the Let's Build will be down in the description of this. Basically, a speed build of me building this. But I wish they made the Wookiee Catamaran in, you know, like a new version of that. That would have been awesome, because that was a really rare set, you know. I never got it. I never knew anyone who got it. I've never actually seen it, like, in person. It would awesome if they remade that. That would be incredible, but, you know, anyway, so, some awesome printing, detailing. You know, it really looks like sort of bones and wood, you know, like the things the Wookiees use to customize their sort of armor. Well, not really armor, but, yeah. And it's not even the same printing on the face. It's, you know, LEGO has really paid attention here. I think, oops, okay, I dropped him. That's a bad sign. Well, I think yeah, they are the same height, though. But it's not even the same mold, like the same, one of these molds, if I can take it off. It's not even the same mold as Chewbacca, because obviously it's got these pads. So that's awesome. So, you know, LEGO's really going all out. So, yeah. You've got his dreadlocks flowing. Very nice figure. You know, I can't wait to see a black image of this guy. This guy, I assume these are like Wookiee symbols and things. This guy is awesome. Chief Tarful. You know, the one, the only, and the best. Oh yeah. With his sort of gun stick, whatever you want to call it. This guy's awesome. Oh yeah. You know, with his teeth showing. This guy, you know, you don't want to mess with a Wookiee. Messing with a Wookiee is bad. On to the next figure. Now we're getting the droids. We can just sort of speed through these. If you do get a Battle Droid Commander, we haven't actually got one of these for quite some time. not just that, the fact he makes even more rare is that we haven't got one specifically like this. Now, he is basically just normal battle droid with a bit of, this is, well, it's more orange really than yellow, to be honest. It's not as yellow as other ones we've got in the past. So yeah, that's just going on the head, but that's it, and we get like a little dot. This meant obviously symbolises the fact he is a commander. Compared to like a really old one, sorry I sort of sharpied the rest of the torso, but you can sort of see that blatant orange line there. That's what it used to be like. And then more recently we got one, I forgot what set, which just had a completely yellow torso. This head is actually slightly darker, slightly more orange than this torso. So if you have this droid, then you may know. But there you go. You know, he's a battle droid. He comes with normal battle droid things. That's really the only thing that's different about him. But nonetheless, you know, cool to add your battle droid armor, I suppose. And then we get a normal battle droid. Basically exactly the same, except obviously not a commander. So not with those yellow markings. It's cool that we're getting a bunch of droids, actually. You know, it's actually kind of astonishing. Seriously, you can actually sort of build a, like, have you found out, you know, look online at all like these, you know, Republic sets, and look at all the different figures. If you can actually see that just by trying to buy Republic sets, you can sort of build your own little droid army, because so many Republic sets have droids in them. You know, and like quite a few of them. I mean, this Republic set and has more droids than clones. So, but anyway, and then we just got normal Super Battle Droid. This is like the 5th or something Super Battle Droid we've got so far. So, you know, this is strange. We're getting a lot of Super Battle Droids. Whatever, it's cool. I want to see that rocket arm back. We haven't seen that, you know, since like, well, ages ago. So I want to see that back. That'd be awesome though. But he's just normal Battle Droid to add, I mean, sort of Super Battle Droid to add to your army. Also, we get a brick separator. We haven't seen these in a while. I think it's the first set I've reviewed that we've seen it. It might be some other sets that I haven't actually opened yet, like the Police Gunship or the Republic Cannon. But you know, so yeah, brick separator, add your collection. Right, so onto the set. Like what? Nearly 18 minutes in. Onto the actual thing. Right. Awesome set. Oh yeah, you do get these 2 missiles, which I will show where they attach, you know, like the spring-loaded shooters. Yeah, I'm not entirely fan of them. Right, size-wise, trying to compare it to perhaps the ATTE from 2013. Look at that. Look at that incredible size comparison. That's ridiculous. I mean, I never truly appreciate how big the ATAP was until I compared it to like the ATTE. I mean, also the ATTE is considerably longer, but you know, look at that. That's ridiculous. Well, there you go then. So there you go. Obviously, this has exactly half the legs of the ATTE. The cannon is, yeah, it's about the same length actually. On both ones, like the main cannon, I mean. Yeah, they both can go 360. Well, no, actually, no, can't. This one can go 360, but I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, let's get more onto this, the ATAP, which is actually the review we're doing, not the ATTE. Right, so large set, the biggest set in the winter line. Where to start? It's difficult to see where to start. Let's start with the bottom and go up. Right, so it does come with 3 legs. 3 incredible legs. I just broke something off. Oh, you may want to worry about these sort of pieces on the legs. These are a bit fragile. These ones, you know, easily to come off. That's a bit of a problem, but you know. Right, so the legs, pretty awesome. Pretty long, pretty tall. It can support itself on 3 legs. Now, as you see, the 3rd leg is out, obviously. You can fold it in. Now, just to show you, first of all, the 3rd leg can sort of articulate in these different ways. It can go like that. It's got a pretty large range of movement. That's the most it can move. This one here is obviously a fixed point, but these other ones, see, this is what I'm talking about. You know, it's quite these pieces on here. Quite weak. Anyway, so what you simply do, pull it up. Now you see under there, whoops, if I can maneuver it. Okay, that's the red thing, and I think you can, oh gosh, I think you can work out how it would go under there. You simply pull that up. By the way, there's no sort of those, like what they called, I don't know, like, you know, those smooth plates, tiles, things on the bottom, which you normally get with other sets. We don't have any of that. Anyway, so you just take the edge of this foot, put it under. I can't do it. Oh, there we go. Right, so it's now under the red thing. You can't see that at all. And then to keep it there, so it doesn't sort of, you know, go, you have this thing in the back. This thing. Just simply push down, and there you go. And now it has simply stuck there. Right. So, and it can stand on its own very happily. Obviously, if you want to fire the major cannon, then you need to put the third leg down. Well, I mean, you don't actually need to, obviously. But that's what it does in the film. I love the way it's sort of like a bubble thing. See, it's bouncy. When you put it on two legs, it's sort of bouncy. And it's actually quite sturdy on two legs. More sturdy you may think. You know, on two legs, it will support its own weight easily on two legs. So, yeah. Right, so, you get technically 3 cannons. Well, disregarding the actual one that Lego put in, you get 3 actual cannons. One on the bottom here. If I move the light up. Yeah. This can also turn. Simply, you know, can go all the way down if you want it to. So I suppose, you know, if you want to shoot someone on the ground, you could do that. It goes really any direction. You know, it can go back here, it can go the other side, it can go forward that far up, and they can go that far down. You know, really any direction. Pretty cool. Similar pieces to the ones used in the droid gunship. You know, that front gun as well. So that's pretty cool. You know, you can go any direction. That's a sticker, unfortunately. That's a sticker. I don't know what that's meant to be. You please in the comments if you know what that is. There's a sticker underneath. That's a sticker. I wish it was printed, because we have got printed bricks of this before, the exact same ones in the past. But yeah, that's printed. I mean, sorry, that's a sticker. Okay, so let's get on the top cannons. Right, so the major one, obviously, which is actually probably about, well, maybe a bit shorter than the ATTE's one. This can't go up and down, other than, obviously, when you actually lift the whole thing up. But assuming you don't want to do that in combat, then it can't actually move. It just, you know, this top one can move, but it can only move. By the way, just notice here, there's like a massive space back here, and I have no idea why. I follow the instructions, you know, it's not like anything different. So I suppose if you want, you could put like a Wookiee or like a bunch of troops back here, and they can, you know, as it's walking through, they could use it as like a shield, and they could sort of jump down onto the droids from this platform. But I don't know why that's here there at all. Anyway, you notice here on the back, I don't think this was on the original, but obviously it's on this one. Well, I mean the Turn 8 one. Basically, this piece you see here, yeah, it's keeping it there. It's keeping this gun straight, and it's also, well, yeah, that's it actually. that's basically it. It's just basically keeping this gun straight. I assume that's when you want to actually shoot that missile Lego gave you. Now to obviously disable that, you take this. Oops. It's a little difficult to take it out, but anyway, you take this down, and now you can move it. You know, swivel it around like so. Not incredibly long cannon. It looks a bit strange to me. Like just this gun. You know, it sort of like looks really bulky at the back, and like a little thing coming out there. So it looks really strange to me. On there you got a sticker, fortunately. And also that's where the guy sits. You got a little headrest there, and that's where the missile goes that Lego gave you. I'll show that in a minute. So yeah, even with this attached, it basically just, it means you can move this all around, but you can't actually move up without moving like that. You see? Oh no, you can. My bad. Again, I am wrong. Well, no. I mean, technically, you can't move it up. No, but you can move it down. No, you can move it like so. Oops. Problem is, there's nothing actually keeping this thing here. Unfortunately, there's no attachments. See, so that's the furthest down it can go. And then obviously the furthest up it can go is when it hits that. If you want to have it straight, then you simply put it up. And there you go, it locks in place. Simple as, you know, very simple. Okay, so let's go on to the interior. Right, so this front panel does not open up, that is stuck in place. The top panel and these two side panels do, however. This thing keeps coming off. Anyway. Right, so I have no idea how the people are meant to get in, seeing that this is incredibly tall and there's no ladder or anything, but, you know, we'll just leave that to whatever. They're assuming they're meant to get in through this hatch, which is the same on both sides. Now, as I can show you this. Can you see that? Yeah? That's a sticker, by the way, in there. If I zoom in. That is a sticker, and then you see there, that is the chair he sits in. Don't worry, I'll give you a better view in a minute. That's also a sticker there of the droid gunship. I'll give you a better view. And then it's the same on the other side. Nice interior. And then obviously that's closed. There's nothing to keep that there either, unfortunately. I mean, obviously it's a walker, so you wouldn't really be holding it upside down. However, you know, just saying that there's nothing to keep it there other than gravity. And on the other side, it's exactly the same. Right, so on the top, sorry about that, it was just like the thing. Anyway, back to the thing. Right, so on the top, this is obviously where you can see a better view. You just basically lift this whole thing up, very easy lifts up. There's nothing to keep it there either though, it does just flop back down. Anyway, so you keep it up there. And then you have a very large space. Obviously, each of those chairs is where the people sit, and this is what I was talking about. You know, it'd be nice if we got like a couple of the ones from the cheap battle pack to put in there, and maybe one for the cannon. But you know, whatever. Instead of those droids, but you know, whatever. It's cool. It's hard to show you upside down, but that is a better view of the droid gunship. And as I said in the droid gunship review, there was an image of the ATAP in there, and then obviously there's one in here. Also, these blue pieces, if you can see them. They do have something on it. Can't really show you. Yeah, that's difficult. Anyway, that's Star Wars language over the top of the droid gunship, which you probably saw. And yeah, they're both stickers, unfortunately, in front of the things, but it's still very cool. It's very cool to look inside. That's really awesome. Right, so let's put the figures back in the set, if I can actually find them, which apparently I can't because I've lost them. Hang on. Anyway, so yeah, they're in the ship now, and this is what I was talking about, the fact that you have Commander Gree up here where he's not actually meant to be. You have to turn it on the sides, you know, because he's not really one to sort of be operating these sort of machinery. He's a commander. So yeah, and then because you have one other good guy figure, you have to have Chief Tarful in there. I don't think this sort of scenario would actually happen. You probably have like 2 of those actual troops that came with a cheap battle pack. For example, if I can find one, okay. For example, you probably have like another couple of these guys, or maybe those other figures in there, and maybe one operating the cannon. So it's not very likely you had, you know, Commander Gree and everything. But what you're gonna do? Also, by the way, if you want to, you can take this sort of out, but that's not really a feature. It's just one of those things. And you do it both. Not symmetrical, actually. Don't know why that. I assume it's accurate. But yeah. You can also, by the way, move the legs. I'm not sure if I'm pointing that out. But they go all the way up. You know. To that kind of distracting position. And they go all the way back down, and that's actually the furthest they go down. They don't go any more than that. you cannot pivot these joints, and you cannot pivot the actual feet, so you can only really move that. I'm not sure really there's much point in moving that, because if you want to use, like, if you want to make it in a stop motion, like it's running or something, then really it can't really support its weight just on that. I mean, if you put the third leg down, if I should do that, if you put the third leg down, then yeah, it still can't really support its own weight. It sort of can. No, it can't support its own weight just on the middle leg and one of the main legs. It needs at least both of the main legs on the ground to support its own weight. So yes, that may be difficult in a stop motion, but nonetheless you can still move the legs. Right, so there you go. I suppose I better show you that feature with, you know, that Lego added in, which I'm not an incredible fan of, as you may know. By the way, it doesn't, you know, with a figure in there, it doesn't, you know, it only comes up to like there. So there you go. So that's cool. That's good. Didn't actually hit them. And then you just, like, you know, like all the others, if you take the degree out, you just push it down. Yeah, I hit the box. So there you go. That's your review, I suppose. Can't really think of anything else to say. Cool review. On the instructions, come in 2 instructions. Put this down. Comes with 2 instruction manuals. That's cool. How many bags? I think it has 5 bags. Yeah, it does have 5 bags. That's good. Right, this is the back of the first instruction manual. You have all of the sets, just as some of the others. All of these, by the way, I'll be reviewing. Then you have the advertisement for Lego.com. And there you go, it says go on to bag 2. At the back of bag 2, booklet 2, instruction manual 2, you have all the minifigures. All of which I have. And yeah, and it just goes around the features, you know. That goes up and down. That goes round. All the different things. He pops out there apparently. And there you go. 2 instruction manuals. Onto the box. Big box. Biggest box we've got. I don't really know what else to compare this to. As boxes go, it's big. Yeah. On the sides here we have the figures. Cool. I can't... The light and a bunch of other things in the way. This box is so big. Right, so... yeah, he's meant to control the thing. I'm not sure if that's a stick or a gun. Yeah. Get the Darth Vader box art on the back. That guy is blasting a droid. That's a pretty bad shot, to be honest with you. So yeah. There you go, and apparently he's wrestling a droid in his own. That's dimensions of it. And it's the same thing as in the instructions. There we go. Right, so, big box. Right, so, that is the set. Definitely worth getting. You know, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5. A very good set. You know, if you want Kashyyyk, if you want, obviously if you want to make Kashyyyk mock. If you want clones, if not, even if really just don't, if you're not a fan of it particularly, it's still a pretty good set to have. I definitely love it. Very good addition to the army. I'm not sure if I'll get another one of these. I'll probably get another one of the old one, like the Turn 8 one, and then I'll come back and see if I want another one, but, you know, until then. So yeah, also, by the way, if I can pick them all up, you get a ridiculous amount of spare pieces. It's actually taking me forever to pick them all up. That's how many spare pieces you're getting. Hang on. Right. This is how many. You also get that spare stick thing. Oops. Drop one. Come on. You know. Some of them are useful, obviously. Some of them not as much. Strange piece, huh? Okay, so there you go. That was the review of the set. So yeah, good set. Recommend getting it. If you can afford it. So there you go. If you like this review, considering how long it was, please give it a like down below. As I said before, you can check out the Let's Build of this, you know, down in the description. Quick shout out. This is a shout out to, if I remember his name, gosh, oh no, I can't forget his name. His username, I believe, was Hey It's That Guy or something. Look, there'll be a link down in the description to my shout out. I'm so sorry, I can't remember his name, but unfortunately I can't look it up right now. My laptop's sort of up the duff. But, you know, the point is, you know, so yeah, but there will be a link down in the description. Please go check out his channel, it is really cool. So, yeah. That's probably the worst shout out ever. But anyway, and obviously please comment down below on whatever you want. You know, if you just want to say how cool the set is, because it is, then do so. And yeah, and obviously please subscribe to my channel, because I'd really appreciate that. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. And I will see you in my next review. Yeah. My next review will be the Droid Tri-Fighter. Yeah. So, weird box. Okay, so, I'll see you then. Bye, troops.